The Devil's Soul, Book 3, Chapter 16, Section 5, Pennsylvania 2020. Archaic DNA. Scientists can only detect what still operates, but recently coming to understand that much more of this DNA became obsolete over millennia, apparently, meaning the amount of archaic human ancestry in many modern groups might be 3 or 4 times as much as is currently measured. The non-operative DNA, though not inherited, still pointing to a larger share of this blood still pulling in the long drip of human history. Larger heads, lighter hair, weaker chins, the most visible remnants. But beyond all the phenotypic traits, there are the hypothetical socio-cultural and behavioral tendencies that emerge from genetics, but in turn shape genes. The Dunbar number, the cognitive limit to stable social relationships, was likely significantly lower for archaic humans compared to moderns. Thus, when those of this lineage have to navigate larger and more complex hierarchies, they seem not at their best. Mental health diagnoses like anxiety and spectrum disorders like autism and Asperger's thus also may be the wrong labels. Those with strong archaic ancestry may instead reflect a specific legacy of this lineage, an independence that thrives in small cooperative groups, but falters in sprawling hierarchical forms. The archaic human, more independent in one sense, almost harmed by being trapped in large groups and in pyramid-type social structures, but more dependent on one-on-one and in smaller groups. These forebears had to be reliant on each other in difficult Paleolithic environments. Attachment disorders and developmental-based issues therefore also may be better explained this way. Inhabiting the unique archetypes, eagle-eye accuracy enhanced for the slightest deviations of color on an infinitely white expanse, the unambivalent gaze upward toward an ambivalent sky, no familiar contempt for a mostly absent father-son, so warm when present, yet deep down still mistrusted, the white, naked, feminine moon, tantalizing to the male eye, affirming of the female form's power to the female eye, and many other deities needed to account for and bless the array of other acts. The obvious fertility of earth, the fickleness of fire, so fey in its infrequent fierce gifts. Finally, the obtuse, hirsute hegemony of the bear, a creature so primal and central to their worldview. The bear was ferocity incarnate and anti-deception. No superstitious energy there. Much like archaics themselves, deception among such small numbers was nearly impossible. Guile had no place, hard to accomplish when they were so huddled, rawly intimate, and with so little contact with outsiders. The bear was either this ferocity, massive, overwhelming, or the earth-like, womb-like evocation of dark warmth, the stuff of childish, cuddling surrogates. As Gracie was growing up and reporting to him her dramas, Eli saw all these archetypes evoked. The quick eagle, precise wit and mind, the love of summer, but the seasonal blueness in winter, the fast attachments, enmeshments, pull, the love of language, sun god's logos, light, the feminine moon's vanity, attracting many as soon as adolescence occurred, the moodiness that was maligned by her mother and grandmother, called over sensitivity, like her father's contemptuously said, though all hidden by humor. The fiery concern for others, the plain and large and guileless love pouring forth everywhere toward all creatures, misunderstanding at first consciously how only some accepted it, like a spurned cartoon bear, sad and confused by the sometimes rejection that only occurred because she was just innately scary, as love is, and too loud for the polite, calm people lounging on the warm, breezy grasses of the coast, far below these icy and hardening climes.